Hi everyone, Jason Burak. We just wanted to do a quick video, Mo Woon and I. We promised that we would thank the people that donated $25 to our Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign that ended in early January. We've been just very busy with trying to hire a developer to get the website back and rolling. So Mo and I, we finally hired a developer in the last 10 days or so, I think, or maybe it was 2 weeks. But I think the website should be back up in about a month. And then, we'll have the iTunes and we'll have the MP3 downloads after that. So for those of you who want to listen to the audio file either on iTunes or on MP3 or on Stitcher Radio, when you're jogging or walking your dog or driving in your car or truck or something like that, instead of just sitting or having the YouTube app open, that should give you the ability to do so. Without further ado, Mo Woon and I are going to just quickly read through the list here, thanking the people who donated $25 to our Indiegogo crowdfunding, and just give them a quick shout out as we promised if they give us a name or a username. We apologize in advance if we botch your name. I'm just going to apologize in advance if we screw up anyone's name. I want to thank my best friend Dan Perez, who donated $25.
Well, I'm going to start off with our podcast guest that donated $25. I'm going to start off with Don Durrett. He donated $25. Well, thank you, Don. And then we also have a donation from Mark Thornton from the Mises Institute. So I'd like to thank Mark for his donation. So, Jason, you want to read off?
Yeah, and Charles Goyette, another podcast guest and a libertarian and radio show host and a good friend of us and the show, he donated $25 as well, so thank you, Charles.
And then also we want to thank Jason Hartman, who's also one of our podcast guests. Thank you, Jason, for your donation. Also, I have family members I want to thank. I want to thank my cousin from New Orleans, Summer Silliman. Thank you for your donation. Always greatly appreciated from you.
Sean Donahue, thank you very much for donating $25. We really appreciate it. Another good friend of ours, Dan Tarsini, another entrepreneur who I think is starting a sleep consulting company to try to get corporations to give their employees the ability to take some naps. Power naps in their office areas, because maybe it'll increase productivity. So if you want to take a look at Dan's company, I think it's called Nap Nook. So thank you very much, Daniel Tersini, for your $25 donation as well.
All right. So we also want to thank Turd Ferguson from the Turd Ferguson Metals Report. Your $25 is greatly appreciated. We also want to thank other guests whose name I don't recognize, but I only left an email address. There's no name, so I don't want to read off the email address and put it for privacy reasons, so I won't mention it. But another guest I would like to thank is Eric Durbin from the newsdoctors.com. Eric, thank you for your $25 donation.
Yes, and thank you for your mentorship and going through our slide deck here as we close the finish line here for finishing up our slide deck for potential investors. We appreciate your help a lot, Eric. We know you listen to all of our interviews and you really like our work, and you've seen us grow a lot through hard work and tenacity, I guess. Another person who donated $25 is D. Tom Sola. Don't have your full name here, but thank you very much for your donation. I really appreciate it. Let's see what else here is 25. We're just reading down the list here. There's a few more anonymous ones. Okay, there's California Code Mon. Okay, thank you very much for your $25 donation. And okay, there's one more. Andrew Burnbeck. Thank you very much for your $25 donation. Oh, Art Matters, who I speak with on Twitter, a good friend of the show, another kind of close personal friend of mine too. Been helping me out. Thank you very much for your $25 donation, and I think there's only a few more here. Jason Hartman and an anonymous one. So I think that's all of them, Mo, right?
Yep. So now that we thanked all our $25 donors, donors, yeah. So the people that donated $75 for the dividend report, we are close to putting the report into production. It should be released in a week or two, so you will get that via email, so look out for that. And then also for people that want to get an update on our website, we recently hired a web developer a couple of weeks ago who will help us rebuild our website, and it should be back online in hopefully within a month, and it will be better than what we had before. It will be user-friendly. The navigation will be a lot better, and people will be able to download our podcast with the MP3 file, and also people with the iPhone or iPad or Mac computer can also go back to downloading our podcast on iTunes as well.
Yes, and another thing about the dividend stock report, it's going to contain 5 very good companies with good balance sheets. A lot of them are resource companies. I think actually almost all of them are resource-related companies, although some of them are in oil services or MLPs. But they're very good companies that can generate cash flow at lower commodity prices, and if the commodity prices do go higher, as these currencies are in a race to debase in currency wars, the dividends will increase. So these companies have good financial strength to be able to continue paying dividends at these commodity prices unless the commodity markets all crash further, which might be a possibility temporarily. But if you didn't donate $75 and you still would like the report, we will put it on sale after the 3 people who donated $75 get their reports. So if you still want to, if you do want to buy the dividend report when it goes on sale, shoot us an email, wallstreetformainstreet@gmail.com, WALLSTFORMAINST@gmail.com. If you'd like to be notified, either pre-order the dividend report when it comes out. It's going to have 5 really good dividend companies where they're paying the dividend now. It's pretty strong from a cash flow perspective of the company. Their balance sheets are pretty solid, and there's a good possibility they should be able to increase the dividends. I think what we had, Mo, for the criteria was we had a dividend above 3%, strong dividend above 3% with good possibility dividend growth, and we also have some honorable mentions at the end of the report from cash-rich companies paying dividends over 3% in other industries too, that our listeners can take a look at if you don't do your own research, but you want to take a look at other companies to research for income for your portfolio.
Yes, in each company we did a pros and cons on each company. We also listed the dividend yield and have a link to their website so you can get more information about the company, and then also other basic information about the company as well, like the market cap and etc.
Yeah, and the pros and cons, Mo, I think that's something that we do that a lot of other newsletter writers and analysts, they don't tend to not do. You tend to either get a one-sided picture, either a bull argument with not mentioning really the potential cons or the downside risk, or you get the I hate this company argument and why you should short it and it's going to zero. So there's normally not a pretty balanced article with the bulls and the bears, the pros and the cons, and why there's more positive reasons than negative reasons for this company and things like that. There's normally not good coverage kind of like that.
Yeah, I agree. So people will get a fair and balanced point of view on each company, and we're also we don't take any sponsorship or advertising money from any of these companies, so we're just doing this just to help people who need information on companies.
And these are not tiny little little junior companies. I think all the companies, Mo, in the report have a market cap above $500 million, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so no I don't think we have a small cap company in the report. So these are credible companies.
Good cash flow, yeah.
Yeah, good cash flow. So look out for that. It will be in the website as well when that is up and running. So people should look out for that.
Yep, and we have a really just give listeners a quick preview of who we have booked for this week, barring any cancellations. Tomorrow morning on Tuesday morning, I interview Willem Minelkoop, best-selling author of The Big Reset. He's Dutch. He's a money manager. He had a successful bullion company. He grew it to enormous levels and then sold it. He has a new best-selling book out called The Big Reset, War on Gold and the Financial Endgame. I'm going to have him on. On Thursday, I have oil expert Dr. Kent Moores. He's been in the oil business for 30 years. He has an enormous contacts list in the oil business. He knows like all the big names, all the OPEC he has contacts throughout OPEC and all the large cap oil companies and and things like that. And I'm also interviewing Claudio Gra out of Switzerland. He has a bullion company, I believe. He sells bullion and stores bullion in Switzerland in allocated accounts, and charges insurance safely outside the financial system. So we'll ask him about the Swiss economy, Swiss depegging, the European Central Bank, and if the Switzerland refiners, if they're running out of supply, if he's visited them recently. And then on Friday, Mo's interviewing Rick Rule. That was actually supposed to be today, but it got rescheduled, and I think we're going to interview on Friday also. We just confirmed this Dr. Mark Faber. So we're going to have a very busy interview schedule this week. We just hired a part-time audio editor to help with some of the audio on some of the when we call from Skype to a landline. So we're going to try to improve the sound quality for the podcast here to help you guys out because, you guys said you wanted it, and we're making enough money coming in with consulting work and other stuff where, we can afford these things, and, we're putting our money where our mouth is, and we're trying to, grow the business organically and, make investments back into the business. So when we get more consulting work or other things like that, we're trying to put the website back in and make it better. We're trying to have, listen, and we're trying to improve the audio quality like you guys said you wanted.
Yep. So we're doing everything we can to improve our customer satisfaction in regard to sound quality.
Yep. And, hopefully more of you then will share the podcast and we'll get more views, and then maybe we'll get some paid advertisers on here. Maybe someone will write us a check for $25,000 or more. A credible company will write us a check for $25,000 or more for advertising, so we can fund more growth and development and, install the virtual classrooms and things like that.
Okay. Well, for the people out there, once again, for everybody that donated through our Indiegogo campaign, we thank you very much for your contribution, and we'll go a long way to helping us grow our business. So for people out there that's listening, thank you for listening, and tune in for the podcast that we posted on YouTube from the past, and tune in for the podcast that's going to come on this week. So thank you.